Hello, my name is Staff Sergeant Kemp. I'm a jungle school instructor for a jungle operation training course here in Panama. Today, we're going to go over some of the materials that you're going to be using and some of the verbiage so we all have a common understanding. First rope that we'll be using is this 9mm Kermantle rope. Second one will be the 7mm accessory cord. The last one will be this 1-inch tubular webbing. Two of the mechanical things you'll be using is a locking carabiner and a non-locking carabiner. Now to move on to some of the terminology. At the beginning of every knot, before you test, you'll start at the position of ready ropes. Ready ropes is just grabbing a pigtail, which a pigtail is the end of the rope that extends past where you're currently holding it. So you'll grab a pigtail in each hand and you'll start at the position of ready ropes. The next thing we're going to go over is your working end. So as you can tell, I have this part in my hand, so this part is my working end. This part that is running from the bottom of my hand down to your ground is your standing end, because as you can see, the rope is standing on the ground. The next term we're going to go over is lay. So for a lay, it's whenever you take the end of your rope and you just lay it over something, as in saying laying it over the rope corral. From the lay, the next term we're going to go over is a round turn. A round turn is just taking the end that went over your rope corral and just pulling it back across. The next term is a bite. So a bite is just pulling a pigtail out, bending it down and creating this U shape, and this part here is called a bite. So if you take the rope, you go across it like this, you've now created a loop. If I take my running end, put it through here, pull it up, I've now created an overhand knot. We're now going to go over the terms setting and dressing. For this, I'm going to use a square knot as the example. So as you can see, my square knot is kind of loose right now. So we're going to use the term dressing, which means to tighten your knot correctly to ensure that it's fully cinched down to where it won't come undone. And then setting a knot is ensuring that the ropes are naturally tight in the direction that they run. I'm Jungle Sergeant Kemp, and today we're going to go over the square knot. For this, you're going to need one 9mm rope. You're going to start at ready ropes, which is grabbing each end of the rope and having about an 8-inch pigtail on each side. For this to start, you can either go right over left or left over right, whichever you prefer, as long as you remember. So you're going to take the right side and go over, wrap it around to where you have about two 10-inch pigtails now. From here, you're just going to do the reverse of whatever you just did. So since I went right over left, I'm now going to go left over right and pull them together. You know if you did this correctly if you have two interlocking bites together. From here, you're going to put in your overhand safeties on each side. So to do that, you're going to go around all the way, then pull through. And you want to marry it up to your knot to where it is touching but not impeding the knot in any form and has at least a 4-inch pigtail. Once you do it on the one side, you're going to move it to the other and just complete the exact same thing. Another 4-inch pigtail. And you know if you've done this correctly, you cannot get a finger through the center hole. You have two overhand safety knots that are touching but not impeding the knot, and two 4-inch pigtails. I will now demonstrate how to do the square knot to JOT-CP standard, which is 45 seconds. I will now execute the knot. The next knot that we're going to talk about is the slip figure 8. To perform the slip figure 8, you're going to need your 9mm commando rope still. You're going to start at the position of ready ropes. For this, you're going to drop one side, take one side, you're going to marry the two ends together, your working end and your standing end. You're going to create a bite. From here, you're going to take your bite and you're going to turn it clockwise twice. You're going to reach through the back towards the front, grabbing your standing end, and pull up, creating a slip figure 8. We will now perform the slip figure 8 to JOT-CP standard, which is 30 seconds. Execute, execute, execute. The next knot that we're going to go over is the round the body bowline with the double figure 8. For this, you're going to start in the positions of ready ropes. You're going to drop one side, step over the rope, and bring it up to where it's in your armpits. With your working side, you want about a 6 to 8 inch pigtail. With your working side, what you're going to do is you're going to cross to where you have an X over your body. You're going to take your working end, you're going to wrap your wrist around the standing end. Then you're going to take your working end, running from right to left, going around the standing end. You now have this nice bracelet around your wrist. You're going to pull your working end through that bracelet to create your bowline. And you need to tighten it up to where it's no more than a fist width from your chest. And make sure to add in your overhand safety knot. From here, you're going to start working on your double figure 8. You're going to grab the end of the rope, you're going to pull it about an arm's length away and create a nice bite. For doing your double figure 8, I personally do the finger guns method. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your two lays, you're going to lay them over your index and middle finger. Then you're going to take the rope, wrap it around those fingers one time, creating two lays on top of each other. You're going to take the top one, you're going to push it down through the bottom, creating this nice V. You're then going to take the rest of your rope, wrap it around one time, and push it back through, creating your double figure 8 that's no more than an arm's length away. I will now perform the round the body bowline with the double figure 8 to JOT-CP standard, which is 60 seconds. Execute, execute, execute. The next knot that we're going to go over is the water knot. For the water knot, you're going to need 1-inch tubular webbing. To start, you're going to go to the position of ready ropes. From here, you're going to drop one side, pull about a 10-inch pigtail over your hand. You're then going to take it down, across, back through, to where you created this oval shape with a tongue, and there should be 3 overlapping spots here. From here, you're going to pull, ensuring that they're straight with no twists. You're going to then marry it on top of the tongue, pull about 10 to 12 inches through, and you're just going to trace what you just did. Once you almost have it set, you just kind of want to dress it up, pushing it all nice together. Then you want to cinch it down. And you know you've done this correctly if there are no twists in your loop. You have 2 4-inch pigtails, and your knot itself is nicely dressed. We will now perform the water knot to JOT-CP standard, which is 60 seconds. Execute, execute, execute. The next knot that we will do is the bowline. For this, you're going to need your 9mm command tool rope. You're going to begin at the position of ready ropes. From here, you're going to drop one side, you're going to lay the other side over your rope corral. You're going to have your working end and your standing end. Your standing end, you're going to go thumbs down. You're going to turn the car on to create this loop. From here, you're going to reach down and pull up an Arby's hat. You're then going to take your working end, go through the back side of the Arby's hat, remarry the rope to itself, and then just pull tight, and then finish with an overhand safety knot. That is the bowline. I will now perform the bowline to JOT-C standard, which is 45 seconds. Execute, execute, execute. The next knot that we'll go over is the clove hitch. For the clove hitch, you'll need your 9mm command tool rope. We'll start at the position of ready ropes. You'll drop one side, your other working end, you'll lay over the rope corral. You'll pull it up, creating a turn, go back over, and then you're gonna pull the end through the hole that you just made. and pull the ends opposite to where you have these two twists around the rope with your standing end going towards you and your working end going opposite of you. That is the clove hitch. I will now perform the clove hitch to Z-pulley standard, which is 30 seconds. Execute, execute, execute. The next knot that we will go over is the prusik. For this, you're going to need your 7mm accessory cord. You'll begin at the position of ready ropes. To begin, you're going to want to put the two ends together, go all the way down, find the middle of your rope with that bite. You're going to want to put the bite over your rope corral, and then you're going to pull your working ends through, creating this loop. For this, you're going to want to do the process 2 more times. So 1, 2. It's important to keep it tight while doing this to make sure that none of your lays overlap each other. You'll know if you did this correctly if you have 6 individual lays with no twists over each other, and you have this locking bar with the standing ends running. I will now perform the prusik to Z-pulley standard, which is 45 seconds. Execute, execute, execute. I'm going to go over the 1 rope bridge. For the 1 rope bridge, you're going to need 150 foot of 9mm commando rope backstacked into a wet weather bag. You're going to need 2 non-locking carabiners and 1 locking carabiner. To start, you're going to look at your current and see which way it is going. For this demonstration, we're going to say the current is going from my left to my right, streaming this way. You'll first take your bag with your rope. You'll look at your near side anchor and decide which way is the up current side. For this, it'll be the left side of the anchor. And you'll place your rope on that side. From here, you'll look across and find your far side anchor. For this, it'll be the tree with the green duct tape wrapped around it. From here, you'll secure the end of your 9mm rope and you'll walk across to your far side anchor. Once you made it to your far side anchor, you're going to tie a double figure 8. You want to ensure that it is tied to Z-pulley standard. From here, you're going to take the rope, you're going to wrap it around your anchor point to find the diameter. How you're going to do this is you're going to go from the bottom of your figure 8 knot. You're going to take your rope, you're going to cross it like that, and find your diameter. From here, you need to get 4 lays. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've gotten that 4th, you want to find the pinch point that's the end of it. You want to point it up against your anchor point and hold it with your chest. From here, you're going to take the remainder of your rope and start wrapping it around your anchor point, going from top to bottom. You want to ensure that you have 4 wraps in the front, that they're all close together, and that you have 5 wraps in the back. From here, you want to take your figure 8 and your 1 locking carabiner. You want to feed it through that eyelet and attach it to the rope that's heading back towards your near side anchor. It's okay if this one falls down like this, as long as the other ones are still close together. You want to ensure that your knot is not touching your anchor point and that the tail is not touching the ground. From here, you're going to walk back across to about where the start of your platform would be, or your entrance / exit point to the water. We'll now make the tightrope tensioning system, which consists of a slip figure 8 with a half hitch on the end. All right. From here, you'll wrap around your near side anchor point once and go back to the tightrope tensioning system. From here is where you want to secure your non-locking carabiners. You want to have them both opposite and opposed. So how I do this is I do one from sky to ground and one from ground to sky, and then rotate them. What you're looking for is that the gates are on opposite sides, and if you press them together, they can form an X. That the opening gates are closest to your near side anchor, and these little points right here, that they're both on the same side of the carabiner, and they're on the side closest to the tightrope tensioning system. From here, you want to feed your working end through the most interior carabiner, and then through the exterior carabiner. Then you're going to go back and you're going to pull all the slack out of your system. From here, what I like to do is pick up the bag and carry it with me, but you're going to go around the tree twice. 1, 2. So you should have 2 lays in the front and 3 in the back. Same thing, you want to make sure that they're all tight together. There's no space in between any of them. So from here, you see that I haven't completed the second wrap around. You're going to take it, you're going to go over your lines, and you're going to pull about an 18-inch pigtail out. You want to ensure that it looks straight, because you want to make sure there's no twists. From here, you're going to take your end, you're going to feed it up through this small triangle that you created right here, and then pull it back away from the tree. You want to ensure that there's no twists in the rope right here, and that there's no twists in your pigtail. From here, you're going to take the remainder of this, you're going to go back towards the tightrope tensioning system or this larger triangle that you've now made. You're gonna feed it under, back over, and through right next to the other two lines that you have. Good rule of thumb I like to do is I like to hold the rope that's going back towards your bag while milking these to ensure that nothing pops out of place. You want to milk it to where everything is tight here and you have at least a 4-inch pigtail on it. You're ensuring that all 4 of these lays are all flat, that there's no twists in it, none of them are overlapping each other, that your crossing locking bar has no twists in it, and that you want to make sure underneath that none of the ropes are twisted here as well. That is the 1 rope bridge. We'll now be going over the Z-pulley, or the 3-to-1 haul system. For this, you'll need 150-foot 9mm command tool rope, single backstacked to where you can find the bottom of your rope and the top of your rope. You'll also need 4 locking carabiners and 2 7mm accessory cords. To start, you need to find what you're going to be using as your anchor point. And for this demonstration, we're going to be using this tree with the duct tape around it as our load. To begin, you want to grab the bottom of your single backstacked rope. You're going to move to your anchor point. You're going to start off with a round turn bowline. For round turn bowline, all you're doing, you're adding 1 wrap around the tree before you start your bowline. You want to ensure that your bowline is tied to JOT-CP standard. From here, you need to ensure that you're at least a fist length away. You're going to try a double figure 8. You want to ensure that your double figure 8 is tied to JOT-CP standard. From here, you're going to go ahead and move to securing your 4 carabiners. And securing the top of your single backstack. From here, you're going to move towards your load. Once you made it to your load, you're going to tie a double figure 8 on the end of your rope. You want to ensure that your double figure 8 is tied to JOT-CP standard. From here, you're going to take your double figure 8 and you're going to wrap it around your load, and you're going to take your first locking carabiner, run it through the eyelet, then secure it back to the load line, ensuring that your gate is up and your carabiner is locked. From here, you're going to walk back towards your near side anchor. Once you've made it back to your anchor point, you're going to take 2 of the locking carabiners. You're going to put them into that figure 8 eyelet. You're going to go ground to sky and rotate both of them, ensuring that the gates are facing up. You're going to take your load line and you're going to put it through the carabiner that is closest to your backstack. Once you put it through, make sure that you lock and secure that carabiner. You're now going to secure your 7mm accessory cord, and you're going to create a progress capture. For a progress capture, you're going to start off by putting a prusik onto the load line. You want to ensure that your prusik is set and dressed to Z-pulley standard. From here, you're going to create 2 big pigtails, and what you're going to do is you're going to tie a double figure 8. So you tie this the exact same way you would a regular figure 8. You're just using 2 strands of rope now. You want to ensure that the knot is set, which means all the tension is taken out of it and the knot is secure. This knot does not need to be dressed, just needs to be set. Once you've tied it, you can move it up and you're going to secure it into that second carabiner that you put into that figure 8. You're going to go ahead and put the 2 eyelets through it and go ahead and lock that carabiner, ensuring the gate is facing up. From here, go ahead and secure that second 7mm accessory cord. You're going to grab the rope where it comes through that carabiner, and you're going to move down to where the end of your working platform is. Once you've pulled the rope down to where it needs to be, you're going to go and take your 7mm rope. You're going to create a second progress capture. The second progress capture also goes on to the load line. You'll start off again with a prusik. Sure that prusik is tied to Z-pulley standard. Then you're going to create the double figure 8 again. Ensuring that the knot is set again. Then you're going to take your last locking carabiner, go through the eyelets, and secure it to your pull line in front of you. You want to ensure that the carabiner is locked and that the gate is facing up. Once you've done that, you've now completed your Z-pulley.